Hello Sagittarius, welcome to Demela Universe. We are Velastri. Thank you so much for joining us. This is for the Sun, Moon and Rising sign of Sagittarius. And Sagittarians, this is your Spirit Messages reading. Beautiful Sagittarians, Spirit has a message for you, some guidance for you. Spirit has some words for you, some information for you at this time. So let's see what Spirit would like to share with you, beautiful Sagittarius. The Thinking Man. And Door to Personal Healing and Happiness. Beautiful, beautiful energy, Sagittarius. Okay, the Thinking Man. Source is saying, oh Sagittarius, it's time for you to trust deeply. Trust Source deeply. Fall deeply into the faith and the trust and stability of Source, because you are being led to these beautiful doors of personal healing and happiness. The Thinking Man is akin to the King of Swords. This is the divine masculine energy. And remember, the divine masculine feminine energies are not gender related. They are with your co-creative frequencies within. And your divine masculine, the actioning energy, is saying, we are one with Source at this time. Your soul is actioning. Your higher frequencies are literally weaving paths. They are navigating paths, navigating areas, navigating spaces, leading you to this beautiful personal door of healing and happiness. And Source is saying, the path that you are seeing, the path that you are shown might not make sense, and it's time for you to release the problem solving, the analysis paralysis. Sagittarius, it's really time for you to release analyzing or trying to figure things out, or trying to micromanage, or trying to have a handle on things. Let go and allow yourself to flow, because Source is saying, we wish to take over now. We wish to be your guidance, your governing center, not your mind, not your analysis, not your problem solving, not you trying to figure things out and trying to contain and define yourself, but rather the Source within you, guiding you freely and fluidly along delicious and beautiful, wondrous paths, and for you to trust deeply. It's time that it's almost Source saying, you have moments when you completely center within Source, and then you have other moments when you think you need to be practical, and so then you go into the thinking, into the analysis paralysis and the problem solving. And Source is saying it's time that you commit to one or the other, because if you're committing to both, it causes splintering. But when you're committing to the mind, of course, it's restriction. If you commit to Source completely, then you finally align with your path. It's time for you to commit to Source completely, instead of going backwards and forth, backwards and forth, backwards and forth in the mind, because that's what's causing the delay, that's what's causing the anxiety, which doesn't exist. But as you center fully into Source and trust the guidance that you are receiving, even if the guidance is unorthodox or feels not practical, or what you think is the right way to go, Source is saying, we are leading you down the paths of the highest vibrations and the highest frequencies. And when you trust this and you step into that place, step into that frequency, it will manifest in ways that even you couldn't imagine. Because remember, Sagittarius, you're not only this human aspect, you are a centaur, you are magic, you're the frequency of wholeness. The wholeness of you creates spirit and physical, spirit and physical. And it's time that you stop honoring physical and mental above spirit, but rather allow the co-creation of limitless spirit and limitless physical. It's time that your physical takes on the shape of Source energy. So allow the physical the same freedom that you allow spirit. Then you finally create fully within the awakened frequencies of the divine masculine, the awakened frequencies of the physical realm, of abundance, of all that you have been asking for, all that you have been requiring at this time. Yes, and all of your solutions, the solutions and the perception and the understanding will also be received on the path with Source leading. Everything you are seeking is already within you, and as you surrender to Source, you receive it. It's not for you to try to figure it out. It's for you to trust and receive and experience and discover and explore, Sagittarius, because you are really being led to this beautiful door to personal healing and happiness. It's time that you have peace and tranquility, the rainbow coming in, promises returned, abundance. There's a pot at the end of the rainbow. Source is just telling us right now, beautiful energies of abundance, of richness, of luck, of prosperity, of everything working out for you, your career flourishing, your family life really being beautiful and sacred, your personal spiritual growth really maturing. There's just so much goodness ready for you, and you will receive it, you'll experience it should you be one with Source, and should you stop trying to control your inner frequency. It's as if Source is saying, we've been saying, trust and flow, trust and flow. Release the external, release the physical, release the noise, release the drama, release the gossip, release the energies that don't serve you, release the news, release watching things that are adding these energies. It's like you sometimes distract yourself with all this toxic vibrational energy, and you know it's not good for you, and yet you still do it because it's almost a comfort zone. It's a way for you to almost zone out. And it's also saying, don't zone out in the frequencies that don't serve you. Zone out and zone in to the frequencies that do serve you. Allow that the clarity is where you are. Your clarity is sacred. Allow yourself that beautiful space of your sacred clarity, and you'll find that finally you freed up your energy grid to receive these beautiful energies that are there for you, Sagittarius. Don't self-sabotage yourself by only deciding to be the half-human, logical aspect of yourself. Allow yourself to be the whole magical centaur being. There's so much hidden potential, so much hidden abundance waiting for you, but it requires you to honor your wholeness, your magic, your truth, your spirit, your source. You cannot overlook that component and try to be rational and reasonable and mature and grown up and practical. It really distorts your frequency. Sagittarius, you're the frequency of deep wisdom, and that wisdom is born of your soul. It's not born of the mind. It's not born of the known knowledge, not born of the books and everything else of the logical world. It's born of the soul, your frequency of your eternity. And it's time that you tap into that wisdom, because that wisdom is the one leading you to your happiness, to your healing, to your abundance, to your love, to your frequencies of prosperity. You have really been wanting breakthroughs, really been wanting beautiful experiences to happen, really been asking for miracles and breakthroughs and ease and reprieve. And Source is saying it's so yours at all times if you would just stop being practical, stop being all human about things, because then you're trapped in that restriction, in the control, in the conditioning. It's time that you break free of that illusion and finally step into the source power you are. Stop fearing it. Stop fearing the unknown. Stop fearing taking those risks. Stop fearing following the guidance of Source, because that is what holds you up. That is where you remain imprisoned in a reality that does not please you. You have the power to change this. Are you willing to take the steps necessary to detox from the illusion and finally step into the clarity of Source? It's really up to you, Sagittarius. And should you do so, goodness. This is such a beautiful energy you call into your life when you step into the truth of Source and allow yourself to be guided from there. Page of Pentacles, yes, because look, and look at what this beautiful being is wearing. Black, limitless, the unknown, the shadow. When you create from source, from spirit, from that realm, Pentacles, new energy. The page is about new energy, new physical manifestations. It's time for new physical manifestations, new physical opportunities, new physical experiences, new physical blessings. But they're born of the frequency of source, the unknown. And it's time that you are at ease with the unknown, at ease with just taking that risk and following source, even though everything around you is saying, no, the logical, practical, adult way of doing things is to do this. Also saying release, 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 imprisoning yourself with the experiences of others who have not mastered how to truly create through source energy. It's time for you to finally step into your power, Sagittarius, and to create new frequencies into your life, because it's time for new physical manifestations, and source is trying to guide you there, to lead you there, but you keep overlooking source, overriding source with your logic, and source is saying this is going to be your undoing because you keep taking yourself off the path of manifestation because you worry. You try to be practical, you try to keep things together, you try to keep a hold on stuff. Leave everything be and allow yourself to be led by source. Stop being practical. Nothing's going to happen. The world is not going to end. Nothing's going to blow up should you just chill out and follow source. And people can take care of themselves too. It's time that you stop trying to look after so many people. People can look after themselves. Let people fail, let people climb, let people learn, just let people go. Stop micromanaging situations. Chill out, Sagittarius. That's the biggest message Spirit is saying. You always need to put a finger on each part, and it's also saying just let them all go. Focus on you. Follow the guidance. It's time for your personal healing and happiness. It's time that you receive your abundance. And it's time that you let go and surrender to source. And look, yes, the Ace of Cups, blessings, happiness. And look, from where? From the unknown, from source, your cup being filled. Here is your happiness. Here's your personal abundance. Here's your healing. Source is saying, yes, we wish to bring you through to a powerful place of new physical manifestations and beautiful blessings that fill your heart, that allow you love, that bring you beautiful experiences. And guess what? From the unknown, from the tower, you do not see these coming. You cannot plan for this. You cannot control this energy. It's an energy that needs to be free. It needs to be fluid. And yes, it does change your foundation. It makes you nervous because if you now let go, it changes how you usually operate. It changes how you usually go about things. You usually feel like you're on top of things with your plans and your lists and your daily routines. And it's also saying the only thing that you're doing is restricting yourself and locking yourself off from receiving everything else that's readily available for you to experience. It's time that you stop being so rigid and so locked down, Sagittarius, and rather fluid and flowing with source. And yes, it does bring you a little bit of a shaky foundation, but source is saying it's time that you stop allowing the physical to be your foundation and your security. It's time that you stop giving power to the external to be your source of stability and foundation and security. It's time that you allow source to be your stability, source to be your foundation, source to be all that you are. And yes, it is a root chakra change because you're not used to being so free and so, you say careless and source says carefree. It's time that you allow yourself a carefree innocence, because then you allow source to take the wheel, source to lead, and source will lead you to the perfect paths, to unknown blessings. So much is ready for you to experience. You just need to let go. And here we are with the Two of Swords. Problem, overthinking, trying to figure things out. Every time you make a decision, you're in your mind, you're planning, you're thinking, you're analyzing. You have dockets, you have receipts of every single thing that had happened. That's why you say, but I know because I've done this, and this is the receipts. And Source is saying, release the past. Release the past experiences. You're at a different frequency. You're at a different frequency. So even if you now go into a situation which is a complete identical replica of something you experienced in the past, you will have a different outcome because your energy is manifesting and calling in a different experience for you. It's time that you just trust and follow your intuition, follow Source, follow the truth, that moon energy, the truth of you instead of the illusion of you, the fullness of you, the divine solar plexus and sacral chakra co-creating together. Be within your highest self and create from there. Whatever decision you're making, stop logicking and thinking and being pragmatic about it. It's time that you just center, feel your way through Source. Does it resonate? Yes, do that. Even if it's illogical, if it resonates, do that. Should it not resonate, don't do that. No matter how important you think the situation is, no matter what it is, if it's family and you're having to deal with children, if it's a career and having to deal with, who knows, even emergent cases, no matter what it is, release the logic and start coming down to your source, your core center. That wisdom is immeasurable and priceless, and that wisdom is limitless and powerful and manifests blessings and miracles and miraculous experiences in your life, because you are a beautiful energy of magic, of unexpected blessings. You create from the frequency of wholeness. The frequency of wholeness is your core energy, Sagittarians. It's the foundation of your sign, of who you are. And it's time that you create from the wholeness of you, not just the logic, because the logic is really blocking you from receiving that which is truly yours. Sagittarius, let go of control. Let go of rigid control. It keeps you imprisoned in a reality which you do not enjoy, where you're always working so much harder, nothing working out, everything seeming a mission, everything seeming a huge struggle, energy is not working out, continuous lessons being learned. And Source is saying you don't have to do that. You really don't. You can step out of that cycle. You can step out of that never-ending story. You can step out of that loop should you just surrender to Source and trust us to guide you on a path which is truly yours to manifest abundance, love, and happiness. Blessed be.